Good evening, YouTube. Mark here. And it's the Friday cigar. Right. Tonight I'm going to smoke this Kristoff. I cannot read what it's actually called, but it's a Kristoff. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. My eyes aren't the best. Kristinia or something like that. Anyway, this is one I'm having. This is one of the ones that was gifted to us, so I've never tried it before. I was asked in the last video about doing a humidor tour, if you like. Unfortunately, I don't really have humidors as such. I've got the one that's sort of sitting there, which I've got a selection of cigars which have been gifted to us. But usually I use these. So it's just basically a Tupperware box and got a Boveda pack in there, if you like. And so what I tend to do is I'll try and keep the same brand cigars in its own box. I've sort of cheated on that one. I've got a couple of others in there that I've put in. But I tend to do that just in case that if you were to receive, it's never happened to me, touch wood, but if you were to ever receive any cigars and it had any kind of sort of parasites or anything, or mold or issues like that in your cigars, because you can sort of get tobacco beetles, etc. I feel that rather than putting them in, you know, going through the hole, put them in a fridge for 24 hours, then put them in a freezer for 24 hours, back into a fridge for 24 hours, and then back out to sort of kill off any larvae or eggs or whatever might be in there. I just tend to quarantine them in their own box. And I've got no boxes of cigars, etc. So I just didn't see the point of doing a humidor tour, if you like, but I just thought I would just show you what I do keep my cigars in. So that's pretty much it. There's no fancy wardrobe walk-in humidor, I'm afraid. It's nothing fancy. It's just pretty cheap, efficient, cheerful. The airtight, get them in there, get them in the back of the wardrobe, out of sunlight, etc. And there you go. I do have another wooden humidor in the house, which I do have a couple of cigars in. But again, I'm not really that bothered. I think if I was to have boxes and boxes and boxes of cigars, that I could put them in a nice big unit, if you like, and I was rich enough to afford it, it would be nice to have a one. But with where we live, I don't have anywhere that I can have a dedicated sort of big, massive lockable humidor, and I certainly don't have enough cigars to fill one. So what I tend to do with these is, when I've worked my way through a box, and this one's got my Odyssey Maduros in, so what I'll do is, when I get down to sort of like my last half a dozen, I'll just order another pack and then I'll refill that box up. I'll probably take out the ones that I've got left over if I haven't smoked them all by the time the delivery gets here, and I'll pop them in that humidor there, because I know that I'll probably smoke them out here when I come out on a night. Then that box is free to get the next pack of 20 or 25 or whatever, quarantine it, and there you go. So there you go, nothing fancy, I'm afraid. I'm not saying that if there was ever a day when the numbers came up on the lottery that I wouldn't treat myself to something like that. But for the time being, it's not happening. See if I can find this cigar online and see if we can find anything out about it. Right, what have we got? Right, this looks like it's a Kristoff Kristinia Maduro. So I like the Maduros, so that, yep, this is what it's looking like. It is. Yep, that's what we've got. So it is, let's see what it says there. Kristinia offers all the flavours and smoothness of the Kristoff line at a budget conscious price. This medium bodied cigar is perfectly balanced with notes of spice, vanilla bean, rich espresso and a sweet finish. I didn't do a dry draw on this one, but it has got some spicy pepperiness there on the retrohale. I'm not picking vanilla bean or anything like that. So what have we got? It is Nicaraguan Criollo Habano. That's the wrapper. The binder is Dominican Habano and the filler is Dominican Habano. So it's a Toro size. Looks like this is the one I'm smoking, which is the ring size 52. Obviously you can get it in a Robusto. So actually no, this might be, no, this is probably the Toro. It's a little bit too big for a Robusto, could be wrong, but there you go. What kind of, right, that was the Kristinia. And then you've got the Kristinia Maduro, so I'm not quite sure if this is just the Kristinia. Yeah, it's not a Maduro. I thought it was a little bit light, but never mind. So anyway, there we go. See if I can find a review. Yeah, the Maduro's actually got Maduro around on the lower wrapper, so definitely not that. Nice retrohale on that. I'm not getting no acidic tastes. I don't know how long, or how old rather, this actual cigar is, but I'm not getting no feeling that I would need to do a purge and get rid of that sort of ammonia-ish sort of nasties that you can get accumulating in the cigar. Really good draw. Very good draw actually. So what have we got? There's not really any sort of scores out of 5 or anything. That's from quite a while ago, that one. It's getting 4 stars out of 5. A couple of 5 out of 5 here. I think 2 people gave it a 2%, but majority is 4 and 5 stars. So yeah, it's coming in down as a mild cigar. But anyway, there we go. Enough of me looking at my phone. Just smoke the damn thing. Very peppery aftertaste. Quite happy with that. It's not canoeing. No sort of nasty runaway burns, you know, where it sort of catches onto a vein and just decides to go like a lightning bolt through your cigar. It has got a nice aftertaste, that. Pairing it with coffee. Yeah, that retrohale is very easy. I'm getting almost a full mouth retrohale there, so it's not like eye-watering stuff. Nice aftertaste. I'm having this with a coffee, but I do think that this would go nice with a nice whiskey actually. Very creamy on that retrohale. Not quite the walnutty, because that has that little bit of a bitterness to it, but I think I can understand when they say it's got hints of espresso, that sort of coffee beany sort of tickle on your taste buds there. Not bad at all actually. It's not the first Kristoff I've had. I've had other ones, sort of different ranges, but again, not bad at all. This would probably be a nice one if you were having it at lunchtime or maybe on a morning, because it's not too heavy. It's not really sort of going to blow your socks off. I did only get sort of like the one score on the strength, so it came up sort of very mild. Or like you say, if you just want a light evening cigar, nothing too heavy before you go to bed or whatever, it's probably one to go for. Oh, that flavour's really coming through on the retrohale. Actually makes a change, because lately I've been smoking sort of very fiery, peppery cigars that have really had that strong, intense smack in the nose and in the mouth. So it's actually refreshing to have something that's just nice and subtle and not too overbearing or powerful. Give your taste buds to rest once in a while. That's nice. Well, I'm going to pause, keep smoking this, and we'll come back after I'm about halfway through. And just looking at the outer wrapper there, it's not looking the best, but it doesn't feel, it's not spongy or anything like that. It feels quite firm, and I mean, it's been kept in the humidor out here, so we'll see how it does. I'll be back in a bit. Well, welcome back. We're well into halfway now, and it is mild, but it's got some really, really nice flavours going on, I have to admit. Once I sort of got past the first quarter, it did start getting quite peppery and a lot more flavoursome, so it certainly quietened down a lot. Like I say, first started off very mild, nice retrohale. Now it's picking up a little bit, so again, I don't know if it's hit a different filler and it's just got that little bit more spiciness. Again, it did say that it had a spice to it, so I'm assuming that that's what's coming in now. But I know there's definitely that spiciness there, because when I'm doing the retrohale now, it's leaving that really sort of lingering burning sensation in the back of your nose, which wasn't there at the start. And it's going great with this cup of coffee. I could certainly see this as a morning smoke. Say you've just been out and done the shopping, and you come home, or you've just done some gardening, whatever, cut the grass. You just want to have a sit down, cup of coffee, nice cigar. These are nice. I'm going to keep the band on this one, because I'm certainly going to look out to try and get a couple more. I'm interested to see what the Maduro will be like as well, actually, because I do like the Maduros. But yeah, very, very nice indeed. Like I said, the only downside is I don't know how old this cigar is. again, I've had no issues with the taste or the burn. I've not had no horrible acidic foul tastes in my mouth and that I felt the need to do a purge. It's just been an all-round pleasurable cigar. It's just nice sitting here, listening to a bit of music on YouTube and enjoying a cuppa. Because I had a Nicaraguan cigar this morning which was quite flavourful. It's actually nice to just sit back and have something that's not too overpowering. So I've had sort of like two overpowering cigars in one day. I do try to not smoke the same one more than once. So if I have sort of a Maduro on the morning or the night, you know, I'll alternate. So I won't have one on the morning, one on the night as well, sort of thing, because it just ends up a bit too much, I think, me personally. So it is nice to have a nice sort of medium to light cigar. Very nice. Luckily, I was worried a little bit about the wrapper. I thought it might have come loose, but no, it's still hanging in there. Like I say, it's had a really nice, it's sort of canoeing a little bit there, but nothing to get mega worried about. And to say I'm over halfway now, I'm not going to worry about it. And I think this will just be a nice size to finish off in my little Morgan Bones Devil Ants. That'll probably when the nicotine will kick in, because normally I can smoke a cigar and think it's a bit of a lightweight, there's nothing exciting going on with that, and then I'll put it in that pipe towards the end and oh boy, it can kick your ass, that's for sure. Got a bit of a shock this morning when we woke up. I'd got up during the middle of the night and looked out, and we've had threats of snow. Had a little light dusting yesterday, but nothing to sort of get too excited about. When I looked out during the night, there was no change, so I was quite surprised at 6:20 this morning when Karen come running in the bedroom and said, "Oh, it's been snowing." She loves the snow. So I came out and I thought, oh great, it's my day off, and then I thought, oh shit, I've got to get up and take the car to the garage for its MOT at 8:30, so it was sort of 7:45 this morning, scraping all the snow off the car. And then to add insult to injury, the car failed its MOT, but it's an easy fix. I've got that in next week to get done and then get retested, so I'm quite happy with the outcome. It was something that sort of came up as an advisory on last year's MOT, so I sort of had a rough idea that I'd already had it planned to get done at the end of this month anyway when I was on holiday, and if it sort of passed its MOT. But yeah, he said no, it needs doing, so it's no hardship. That's when you get a list a mile long of issues and failures and etc. that you sort of think to yourself, right, it's time to get rid of it, but no, it's just a little minor thing, so that's the car sorted for another year. I don't care what you say, that has got to be the most nerve-wracking hour of anybody's life, because it takes about an hour to do the MOT, and you can guarantee when it gets to that last 10 minutes your arsehole's flapping like a bee's wing, like, and you're thinking, oh god, what am I going to get stung with here? So yeah, hey ho, never mind. The local mechanic that I take the car to, he did have a quick look over it a couple of weeks ago, and he did sort of say that he couldn't really find any fault other than what had come up on the advisory last year. And he did sort of say to us, it'll probably either come up as an advisory again, or it'll definitely need fixing. Hence, I got it booked in on my week off. And so yeah, there we go. No plans this weekend. Me and Karen did have a look out to Durham last Saturday for an afternoon, and had a really good day out. Wasn't suffering too much last Sunday, which is good. Because that's one thing I hate about drinking, is the next day it's you write the day off, you just laid vegged on the couch and you don't really feel like you want to do anything. But we kept ourselves right. We usually take the last week in March on holiday because it's Karen's birthday at the end of the month. But it usually feels like from Christmas to the end of March, it feels like an eternity before you have sort of like your first week's holiday of the year. But this year, I can't believe we're almost in the middle of the month. I think Wednesday is the 15th. Like I say, I've got 2 more weeks and then I'm on holiday, and then that's it. We're in April. Get the warm weather back. It is starting to canoe a little bit, but like I say, sort of middle of the smoke now, so I'll do a touch up. Sometimes when it gets like that, I'll just wet my finger a little bit and wet the tobacco so it slows the burn down a little bit. Then I might just sort of take the lighter and give it a little touch up round the edge just to get it to catch up a little bit. Again, sometimes I think it can be caused because I've got the electric fire in front of us, and I do sometimes think that with the air blowing up, it can sometimes hamper the burn a little bit. So it's usually a bit of a factor that you can take in as well. You can just see it a little bit, but it is quite a smoky cigar. If you can sort of see it going up there. But it's not filling the garage up with too much smoke. Normally if I smoke a bigger ring gauge Maduro, it can get a bit full in here. Certainly when I seal the brick walls in, I'm going to have to think about getting some kind of extraction system put in, so you're not sort of, especially if you've got a couple of people in here smoking cigars, it'll be a bit overpowering, so I'll definitely need something in here. Well, what would I give this out of 5? I'd quite happily give this a 4. I've really enjoyed it. I don't think the prices are too bad. Probably maybe should have had a look. I can't find them. No, I'll have to try and see if see where I can get these from. It's probably going to be from somewhere where they don't ship to the UK. You can guarantee it. Kristoff does have its own store, internet store, so again, it's maybe one to look into. So let's see if we can find. Yeah, you're looking around the $10 mark maximum, sort of in the range. So they're a cheap stick. They're not too bad. Got like a Robusto here, $7.99. So you're not going to break the bank. And to be quite honest with you, for that price, that's an absolute bargain. They've got, this is a Kristoff Kristinia, the Robusto box of 20 for $104. So I know you run the risk of the customs gremlins, etc. But hey ho, that's the look of the draw, isn't it? That's what we do it for. See, it's because I put my leg over to stop the air blowing up. It's helped catch it up there. So yeah, don't always think that if a cigar's canoe and that it's a dodgy cigar. It could just be that you're in a draft, or your mate might be something as simple as sitting next to a door open or a window open, or like me, I've got the warm air blown up from the fire. So again, it's one of those things to look out for. Well, thanks for watching. And if you've had one of these, like I always say, let us know what your thoughts are below. But I have to say, as mild cigars go, that's very, very nice. Really enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you all again sometime soon or next week. So all the best. Stay safe. Bye for now.